So today we are exploring recording yourself at home. In the film and television industry and in the world of theater, this is also known as creating a self-tape because you are taping yourself. And a lot of times if you're doing it from home, you might not have anyone to help you, so you have to do the recording all by yourself. You should have already watched the YouTube video created by somebody else that is how to make professional videos from home without pro gear. And I think that's really helpful because it kind of talks about 4 different things that are really important in making a good quality self-tape or self-recording when you're at home. But what does this mean, a professional video? We're here and are we trying to become YouTube stars? I don't know, but the point is, by professional, we mean a quality looking video where we can see and hear you well. Because we're doing all this creative work, but if we can't see you and we can't hear you, then all of the amazing creative things that you're doing will be lost. Okay, so that's why it's so important to get this excellent camera recording setup for yourself so that all of the recordings you make really are able to highlight the amazing creative things that you're going to be doing. And the other thing is just a few small tips when it comes to working in front of a camera can really help make your recordings that much better. So for this today, I've chosen to record this video in my home office, which isn't usually where I would record because I have in my basement a pretty big wall that is painted blue just for making self-tapes, and my blue wall also helps me do green screen effects, but we'll talk about that more later. But most people don't have a big blue wall in their basement or a big green wall in their basement. So I went through my house and I tried to pick a room that had a mostly blank wall, or at least enough of it so there wasn't anything too distracting behind me. Also had a good source of light, so right this way is a nice big window, and is pretty quiet. So maybe you have a room at home or an area that you could use that has some of these things. Now, if you don't have a room with a wall, a blank wall near a window, just pick one or the other. And I would say the blank wall is more important because you can create lighting using something else, like a lamp or the lighting in the room. The most important thing is to try to have the lighting be facing towards be shining towards your face. So also right over here I have a light, which I'll show you in just a second, to be facing towards you and not coming from behind, because then we don't see your face and we really want to be able to see your face. The other thing that they didn't talk about that much in the YouTube video is when you're creating the framing, however you're setting up your laptop or your phone or your iPad, you want to have the camera, wherever the camera is, at about the level of your eye. If it's too high, so let me move I have my laptop up. If it's too high, it looks kind of crazy. Or if it's below you, it also looks kind of crazy. So you want it to be right at the level of your eye. Okay, I'm pretty tall, and this is how I created my laptop stand that I'm using right now to get my laptop at eye level. I'm going to give you a sneak peek behind the scenes here. Okay, here we go. So here is the window I was talking about. See all the light coming in? Here is my light source, which happens to be a ring light, but you can use anything, even just a lamp. You could ask your parents to take the lampshade off of it and just use that light. And here is what I am using to prop my camera on. It is a stool, can you see that? And a bin that is turned sideways. Let's see if I can get that whole thing in there. Like that, okay? So sometimes It's not just a matter of books, although a lot of times books will work. It's a matter of looking for some different furniture, or maybe something, if you're standing, which I am, I could be sitting down and then I wouldn't need it to be nearly so high. Okay, so once you have your framing, and I picked my wall that is pretty blank behind me, and I have my good lighting. I'm using a microphone, but I wouldn't need to use this, so let me just take it off now and you can hear what it would sound like if I wasn't using the microphone. This is what it sounds like, so not that much different. I'm very close to my laptop, so you can easily hear me. The other thing you want to think about when you're recording is thinking about who are you talking to. So right now I'm looking right at the camera because I am talking directly to my audience, which is you. But let's say I'm filming a moment where I'm talking to somebody who is a kind of imaginary in the room with me, but I'm imagining that they're talking to me. I want to pick a little bit to the side of my camera or a little bit to this side. So if you think about around your camera, a letter H, right at the camera is directly to your audience. To the side could be you were just having a conversation with somebody else in the room. Maybe a little bit up at the top of the letter H is a little bit higher. You're looking at something sort of in the sky, and down there is like you're looking at something on the ground. But if I were to look all the way at something on the ground, then you don't see my eyes anymore, right? And we want to see the eyes because that's where all of your expression and your emotion comes from. So if we're looking at something down, we're actually just thinking about it being right at the bottom of the letter H. Cool, right? Once you have your camera setup that you're going to be using with your good light source and mostly empty wall behind you if you can, you are going to be testing out this new recording setup by doing something fun with slogans. So if you don't know what a slogan is something that a company uses for commercials to be remembered by. And some famous slogans out there are McDonald's, which is I'm loving it. There's Nike, just do it. State Farm, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. So there's lots and lots of different slogans, and you're going to be having a little fun with it, recording a few that you might like. So you could pick a slogan that's already out there and just try saying it in front of the camera. Practice it a couple different ways. Maybe one time you're really excited and happy. Another time it's like you just heard the slogan for the first time, or maybe you're just kind of chill and you just want to share with somebody this cool new thing you heard about. And then the last thing we want you to do is to make a slogan for our virtual drama camp. So it's like McDonald's, I'm loving it, virtual drama camp, whatever you want to say. So try to come up with a snappy slogan, have fun with it, be silly, be creative, and record yourself doing it. So pick a few slogans, and we'll include a long list in the instructions of slogans that are already out there. Try saying them, try looking at the camera, maybe try talking to somebody. I'm loving it. Yeah, try talking to somebody, or just make it your own, and then create a slogan for virtual drama camp. That is your own idea. Or you could even use a slogan from something else, virtual drama camp, and then say a slogan of some product that's already out there and try making it work for virtual drama camp. Also, today's step up, this is if you have done all of that, you've created your recording setup, you've tested out some slogans, and you want to go like one more level up. You can actually go in your house and look for some sort of a costume that might create a certain character. So do you find like a jacket or a blazer and become a business person that's talking about a product? Or do you find a wild hat or something that makes you think like of a certain character, and how would that particular character say the slogan? How does that character feel about that product? And one thing to keep in mind is typically in commercials and with slogans, it's usually a positive thing because, of course, they're trying to sell their product. So there's a lot of different ways we can be positive about something, but we definitely want to keep this on the happy, excited, surprised, all of those kind of things. Positive. We don't want to be angry about the product, because if we're angry about the product, then we wouldn't sell it, right? And that is it. That is what we are doing for this, for today. What we are exploring today is creating an excellent camera setup at home for self-tapes, and then working on some slogans. Sounds good? Have fun! Can't wait to see what you come up with. Virtual drama camp. Think outside the box.
Virtual drama camp. Tiny screens, huge dreams. Like a good neighbor,
State Farm is there.